Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Transformers Friday from the Toybox edition. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Transformers Combiner Wars Leader Class Megatron. Let's get into it! Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories in alt mode. And I got stuff falling off the desk. And first of all, he comes with this nice little collector's card with some great artwork. There, Megatron just in a ruined city blowing stuff up. Half a Decepticon logo, Megatron, and then on the back, Transformers Generations. Nice Autobot logo, the Generations logo, really. Hasbro print 2014. Awesome. And here we have his instruction manual, which is on some glossy, slightly more premium paper than what we are used to these days. More like classic G1 instructions. At least some of them. But anyway, clearly illustrated. And they do have nice illustrations. Mostly easy to follow. And it does tell you it did come with some extra decals if you wanted to put those on there. I think all I used was one of the Decepticon logos. And then it's got a little bit of color in it to help illustrate which parts are needing to be manipulated for transformation. Here he comes with a nice little missile, something we don't see very often, if at all, in newer Transformers. Spring-loaded weapons. And he also comes with this. Pretty cool. A lot of hollow spaces in this, but it does have some nice molded detail, and it does look pretty darn cool. And then post here for handle or for putting it on in tank mode. And then here is another weapon. Again, it's pretty cool looking. Nice molded details, all molded in black plastic. And then here we have the alt mode. And I have to tell you guys, this I think is probably one of the best tank modes I've ever seen on a Megatron figure. It's really, really good, in my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary. It does have nice silver paint throughout the figure. There's a few spots where it's just molded in plastic, like the weapon here and on the back here and these pieces. Now the back, you know, it's not the cleanest, but it does clean up okay. Again, in my opinion, yours may vary. And he does have working treads, and it's a nice rubbery plastic tread that is flexible. And they all roll. Not the easiest to do when you're trying to get them all together, but they do. And I don't know how well that showed up on camera. Bottom side, it's a little messy, but who often sees the bottom side of a tank? And if you do see the bottom side of a tank, it's probably not very long, unless of course you're a mechanic who's working on it. So it's got a nice primary cannon here. It doesn't go up or down, but we do get 360 degrees worth of rotation there at the cupola. And then you'll notice this red piece right here, that's for launching the missile. However, if you don't want the cannon to be this long, it can, you can bring it down. That looks real silly though. Or you can only, pull it out that far. But is the maximum extension of it. And as far as the missile goes, you just insert it into the barrel. And then you can see a little bit of it sticking out. And you can't just mash this down. You kind of have to push it forward a little bit. So, there's how the missile works. And then for storage of the other weapons, I guess you can use, these are screw holes. I guess you could use those if you wanted to. But these are the 2 ports they're intended for. And to me, to you it might matter how they go in. To me, it doesn't matter. You can put them on the left side or the right side, and it doesn't bother me either way. But you do you. There we have it, my friends. A look at the best, in my opinion, Megatron tank mode, at least in the main line. It's time for alt mode comparisons. And here we have the Combiner Wars Leader Class Megatron with the Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee and the Amazon exclusive Generation Selects War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Leader Class Alternate Universe Optimus Prime. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the comedy portion of our program where I attempt to transform this Transformer. And the first thing I believe you want to do is shorten the cannon barrel. And then I want to say you take these and untab them. You see there's a tab right there and slots up in there. There's a big old tab. And then on this hinge right here, they fold in. And same thing for the other side. Now you can see there's some double hinges right here. So we want to move those up and then continue moving them inwards, and you'll notice there's tab here and a slot here, and then tab here and slot here where it connects together just like that. And that's as far down as those double hinges will take us. And I did forget to say I did remove the accessories before I started. So there is that. Now I believe you can see there's tab and slot right here on both sides, and I do believe you want to get those undone. There we go. Be very careful with it, like I just wasn't. And so you move those. There's a hinge right here. Then I believe you want to separate this one separates from the gun, and you move it over to the side. You see that big old red piece right there, and then you'll do the same thing on this side, but it doesn't detach from the gun because of course this becomes the fusion cannon. Now I do believe you can see this double hinge piece right here that folds down, and there's two round posts right there that go into these ports down here. And then once you get that done, you can spin the head around. Alright. Then we'll just move these arms up out of the way for a minute. And then right here at the hips, we'll move those out a bit. And then move this piece. You see this red piece right here? It goes up into the slot. And then this whole piece is a hinge right here that it folds. And then there's a post right here and a tab that is not shaped the same right there. And then there's two tabs right here and two ports for it right there. So fold that in and then move that assembly all the way up. And we'll straighten the legs up. And then here we have, I don't know exactly what to call this, like a slide hinge maybe. And you can see it's hollow right in here and it's pinned right here. But you just take this assembly piece, which is his foot, and just put it down. You can see this piece slides into position, and it does the same thing over here on the other side. So there's that part. Then right here, let's see, this is how this piece goes. It's on a double hinge here. You can see part of the hinge right here, the other hinge is up in here, and this whole piece just slides back like that. And then here on the other side, beep. I do believe it does the same thing if I can get a hold to it. And there we go. Then the cannon, it's got a hinge right here, and it just does that. But before you do that, this Megatron, this is not the front of his fusion cannon. It's actually this piece, and then again you flip that up as so. And I thought it hooked into place, but it doesn't. So there you go, my friends. Megatron, all transformed. Well, let's take a look at Megatron in his robot mode. And I may have gotten something wrong during transformation. It's really showing on the instruction manual. I believe that it stays like this, and that you turn the fist like so, so that he's so however you want to do that. Now, as far as his weapons go, I do believe you can make him hold them individually if you wish. It's kind of redundant with the fusion cannon. Of course, this gun is just redundant anyway with the fusion cannon, but you can transform it into a single weapon. You notice there's a port right here in the middle of this gun, and then on the back of this one there's that port, and they do match up, and there you go. And again, as far as the missile goes, it just goes into the cannon in just like it did in the alt mode. And that's basically for storage. I guess you can fire it right here. So let's take a look at the figure in his robot mode. And he does have a light pip. So here we have our handy dandy pin light. And then you can see his evil eyes glowing. So Light piping is always kind of cool. Sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's counterproductive to what you want to do. But again, most everything I said about the vehicle mode, as far as paint apps and stuff, still holds true. Still a lot of silver paint going on, and we have this nice Decepticon Tempest and paint here, and then these parts here, and again silver paints, and then there's some molded and plastic parts, and then you got on the sides of his legs that look kind of like the gun handle, just to throw it that G1 feel, really. And then lots of pieces just molded in color as well, like here the crotch piece, the weapon, and the sides of the legs. Now, as far as his articulation goes, he can look up that high, so that's pretty good. He can look down that far, so not too bad for this era of Transformer. He has no chicken neck, he has no waggle. He can do the full Exorcist, and as you can see, there's a mushroom peg right there that the neck piece just goes on to. At the shoulder, less than 90 degrees to raise it up at the shoulder, but he does get a full 360 degrees of rotation there. Now there is a single hinge at the elbow, gives you approximately 90 degrees. It is on a swivel as well, and it will swivel 360 degrees. And at the wrist, there is a 360 degree rotation there as well. At the waist, there is nothing. Now on this side, of course, you're not going to get the bend with the cannon in place. You have to move it over to the side, and maybe that's what that hinge is for, so that Megatron can have the articulation in that arm. And of course, again, if you want the more G1 look for the cannon, you can spin it around. It does spin around right there. Now at the hips, these flaps on the side will get up out of the way, and he will give you the full splits plus. So that is pretty darn good. Now where it messes up a little bit is at the forward movement. It can only kick forward that far, and he can only kick forward, well, backwards, because this is the opposite of forward. He can kick back like a mule though. Unfortunately, these don't flap out of the way. Now there is a cut, I think, right here. Nope, sorta. But this piece comes up over it, so the thigh will twist out that far, and it twists in about into place. Now at the knee, the treads get in the way, and you only get about that much bend out of the knee. He does have some funky knee though. What? But that's all just due to transformation. And then at the ankles, doesn't tilt back any. Tilts forward some, but that's mostly, or that's due to transformation. And he has no tilt. And then as far as the weapon storage goes, he holds this in his hand. And then again, the missile goes in the end of the cannon. And there you have it, my friends. A pretty darn good Megatron that turns into a tank. The tank mode is the best. The robot mode, I won't say is the best, but it is has a very G1 feel to it, even though it turns into a tank, at least to me. Your mileage, of course, may vary. But that's it, my friends. A look at Megatron in his robot mode and his accessories. Here's our final set of robot mode comparisons in the back. Combiner Wars Leader Class Megatron. And in the front, Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee. And the Walmart exclusive Netflix War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Leader Class Optimus Prime. For final thoughts on the Transformers Combiner Wars Leader Class Megatron, I have to say, I do like this figure. I like the silhouette that the robot mode cuts. It feels very G1 to me, and I like it. And this is actually the first Megatron that I bought since G1. I almost picked up that Universe Classics Megatron, but I hated the, I don't know what to really call it, Rainbow Ray Gun alt mode that he had, and the big wings, and it didn't look, it wasn't nice looking in either mode, in my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary, but I really like this one. I think this Megatron's alt mode is the best tank mode in a Megatron I have yet to see. Siege and Earthrise, they're okay. And who was the other one? Titans Returns Megatron is, again, it's okay. It's retooled from the Blitzwing Titans Returns mold, and just, it was okay. Again, I hate transforming that particular mold. But this one, again, like I said, the robot mode silhouette, it says G1 to me, and the tank is the best Megatron tank mode I have yet to see. The only thing that's really missing is a little bit of articulation in the tank mode, in my opinion. Again, your mileage may vary, but I would have liked some tilt in the cannon, in the tank mode. And the other thing I really wish about this guy, they used to sell an aftermarket add-on kit that made him a little more G1 looking, and I really wish I had gotten that one. There was also, I want to say, this same mold with those upgrade kits, and it was in black and purple, and of course it was a knockoff. But I just thought the colors were kind of cool looking on it, and I do kind of wish that I have gotten that one as well. But I didn't, I passed on it. And so I still just have this one. And again, maybe I'll still look for that add-on kit for this one. It gives him a little bit more of that G1 feel in robot mode. But overall, again, I'd have to say this is one of the better Megatrons over the years. And again, this is the first one I bought since G1 Megatron, and that's just, you know, no other time has Megatron really appealed to me, even though I love Megatron as a villain. And your hero is only as good as your villain is bad. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further. Or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.